tried to play the game after that. Pat Bev talked to me a little bit about what he was seeing about the crowd I was drawing, and he was right. So after that, just tried to, find guys, whenever I had the ball.
Doc had mentioned that he had said in film, like, "Hey guys, if you get a dribble handoff, let's get downhill," and that can kind of help things out for Khris, where we don't have to lean on him as much. Just what do you see from? I think Pat Bev has double-digit assists. Pat has 3 assists in the first half. Just what do you see from
It was
those
great.
guys?
It was great. Those guys saw gaps where they could just drive and get downhill and do what they do. They had a couple layups, but it also opened up a lot of things backside, for, the bigs down low, the shooters weak side. So, I thought they were great all night long of, reading the game, trying to free them up with a couple screens, just to make it life a little bit easier on me. And I think they took advantage of that.
You mentioned the attention you were getting. So it's been 2 full games in overtime, where Dame said he really couldn't move. How have you seen them adjust to you in that way? And then also, how have you tried to counteract that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, they're not leaving my body as much. I feel like I've seen, a lot of different coverages over the years. So I think I have a little bit of something for everything. And it's not necessarily me just, trying to get the ball and score. It's, how can I make the game easier for my teammates as well, when I'm off the ball and not forcing things as much. So it's just reading what the defense is doing to me and then reacting to that.
What did you think of I guess, the defensive game plan? I know it put you in some positions on bigger guys, Beasley as well, when you got in foul trouble, but just the work out on Tyrese, for instance, just what did you see in that plan and how you all executed that?
I thought it was great. Guys, they were fighting. I was fighting down low, like you said. Bees was, Pat Bev, Pat Connaughton, everybody was. Brooke did a great job, hanging on the perimeter at times, and he having trust in us that we were behind him. I thought we played with a lot of pride on the defensive side, and that set the tone for us throughout the game.
Hey, Khris, all of the starters were in double figures, three of you with double doubles, you and Bobby with rebounds, Pat Bev with assists. What from tonight do you know needs to translate over to Indy, knowing what their environment is like, what that crowd is going to be like for game 6?
Yeah, it's just, it starts with our defense first, be able to get stops, and then play at our pace. Whether we're pushing it or, we're playing through sets or it's just controlling the game. I thought, Pat Bev, Pat Connaughton, everybody that was handling the ball, they did a great job of picking and choosing, when we're going to slow it down a little bit, but also when we're going to run and push the tempo a little bit more.
And then how has the adversity that you've experienced this series with the injuries and then just really the entire season, how has it helped you and your team at this point?
This is just no excuses. I mean, we're all professionals. We're all paid to play basketball. We all want to be the best we could be. We all compete at a high level. So no matter who's out on the floor, I think each guy, even on their side, they have a lot of pride about playing their best. And right now, we have to play our absolute best to continue to keep playing.
I don't know if you remember, but 3 years ago in the NBA Finals, you got into it a little bit with Bobby to calm him down, to even in game 6 and things like that. I understand 2 days ago in game 4, you needed him. But generally speaking, is there a place for somebody who plays a little spicy against opponents or might draw a technical, the way Bobby plays with his assertiveness? And do you need that sometimes, especially against Indiana?
I don't think anybody wants Bobby to change the way he plays or who he is. He needs that to be himself and to play at a high level, and we need that spark from him to get us going sometimes. Like I said before, he's always done a great job of flirting with that line. Just the other night, it was just a little too much. And, I think he felt that and he was pissed off at himself about that. So we moved from it. I think, he knows he or we can't put ourselves in that position again. And I think, he came out and played a hell of a game tonight.
When he addressed the team earlier today, what did that mean to you?
Just, he was holding himself accountable. I think that means a lot when, you hold your own self accountable, but as well everybody else, and you say something. I think it was huge. I think he didn't need to say it because we all knew how he felt about the situation after the game and whatnot, and during the moment. But it was huge that he did call himself out and held himself accountable for it.
This isn't a team that's necessarily been considered an underdog very often in recent years, but now down to stars, co-stars, and down in the series. What is the mentality for yourself, for the locker room, trying to approach these final 2 games?
It's we have to find a way to win. I mean, whatever it takes. It's going to be a tough game 6 in Indy. We dropped 2, but we're still confident. I mean, our backs were up against the wall tonight. We had a great home crowd that got us going. So we have to find a way. That's the only way to put it. Find a way to get this next one to force a game 7. We can't get to a game 7 unless we win this one. So it's going to be a great battle. I think everybody's excited for it.
Just Jonas and Dame were on the bench tonight. Just how have they kind of with them not being able to play these last couple games? How have they been able to kind of contribute? What have they been kind of doing on the bench when y'all are playing? How have they what have they done to try to kind of contribute to the effort when they can't be on the floor?
No, they're into it. They're cheering us on, encouraging us. Whenever they see a little something in the game, they speak to us about it. And, it's just they're encouraging us. I mean, that's really all I can say. I mean, it's great to have their support on the bench. I wish they were out there with us, but in due time, hopefully they'll be out there soon.
Hey, Khris, you knew what was at stake tonight. The entire team did, and you guys showed that fight that was necessary to win this game. How would you describe the fight in this group?
Just prideful. I mean, I think about half of this team has been in this situation here before. We know what it takes, and we know it's not easy. And the other guys, they played in similar games to this. And, at this point, nothing's going to be easy. So it's just, you got to give it your all. Go down swinging. Not literally, though, but give it your all. I mean, it's win or go home at this point. So, I mean, just keep fighting until it's over. I mean, that's the only thing you can't control is your effort, how hard you play. You can't control shots going in or out, but, you play as hard as you can. You take the results after that.
Hey, Khris, after Bobby's ejection last game, what was it like for you and just the team to see him come out and have the performance that he did tonight?
It's great. I mean, that's, the game we expect him to have in Indy, but unfortunately it was cut a little short. I mean, he started off great, couple post-ups, in Indy, and then he got the ejection. But tonight, I think everybody saw what he could bring to the table, how he can step up to the plate and play big for us in a big game and big moments. He held our offense down for a majority of the game during different stretches. And on the defensive side, he did a great job of guarding his man. If he was